Yeah, and alongside me is Jamie Carragher. And Jamie, first of all, I want to get your reaction to that Liverpool team news. Obviously, Mo Salah, Hugo Ekitike on the bench, Rio Ngamoa making his first Premier League start this afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit of a shock because Arne Slot has been out from last season, normally likes to keep a settled team, and he's done that for these sort of last few weeks, certainly since Mo Salah come back from the AFCON. It's sort of been two wide players, and Mo Salah being one of them. He's obviously got a big game midweek as well, so he obviously sees this as a game that he can afford to make changes in. That remains to be seen whether that's the case, but yeah, he's got a big sort of few days, has to get through in the Champions League, has to get 3 points today, and yeah, finally using the squad, because that's not something he's done too often as a Liverpool manager.
What are you expecting from Spurs as well? It looks like they go with the back three with all the lack of availability that they've got within their squad at the moment, and I think Arne Slot was predicting that they'd come here and try and shut up shop. Yeah,
well, you'd expect that to maybe be the way, not just because where Spurs are now, just in the past. Spurs coming to Anfield, it's a tough place for them to come. The manager's come in with that idea of playing a back five. He's actually played players out of position to keep his system as well, so I don't think it'll change too much. But actually, in the games, even though Arne Slot's talking about them sitting back and sitting deep, I think a big part of the manager's almost being man-to-man marking and pressing high and getting after people. So whether that changes here, as I said, remains to be seen.
Given all that's happened at Spurs over the last few weeks and since Igor Tudor came in, are you surprised that he's actually here this afternoon?
I am surprised he's still the manager here today, and that's not because I like to see managers get sacked willy-nilly, but the whole point of him coming in was to make an instant impact. That's what he'd done at his previous club, so he hasn't done that. So if he hasn't done that, there's no point in being here. But what I would say is, let's not let these Tottenham players off the hook. We're into the third manager now with this group of players, going back to last season and this season, and still getting horrific results. So whoever the manager is, this team get poor results. So, you know, the majority of what's going on at Spurs over the last 2 years is on these players.
And where is the greatest pressure today? Very different pressure given the position that Spurs are in, but obviously Liverpool desperately need to qualify for next season's Champions League as well, and this is another big game in respect to that.
Listen, I think it's a bigger story. If Tottenham fell out of the Premier League rather than Liverpool missing out on Champions League football, both would, you know, Liverpool missing out on Champions League football would be a real body blow for this club. But to think of Tottenham playing in the Championship, you just can't quite comprehend it. Yeah, so I mean, listen, I think there's more pressure on Tottenham, if you like, but I think it almost feels like a lot of Tottenham people are almost writing this game off, which they can't, and they shouldn't, because they've got Nottingham Forest next week, which just feel like a huge six-pointer before the international break. So I think Tottenham, listen, if they got anything here today, they would class that as a bonus, because I think a lot of eyes are already on next weekend.
Jamie, thanks as ever. You've set it up perfectly, and of course, kick-off here at Anfield is at 4:30, and it is live on Sky Sports.